What's the most difficult part of creating business architecture? As a business architect, your primary job is to create architecture. But how exactly do you do it? First, you might understand the business problem and the context around it. Sometimes that can be expressed in a one-line statement like, "Our sales is dropping. We need to fix that." In other cases, it might be a little more complex. To understand the business problem and the current architecture that is the cause of the problem, you'll have to consume a lot of information from a lot of sources, like presentations, data stores, people, documents, and even outside sources. Once you have all this, you have to frame some kind of a mental model, and then try to represent that model on paper. Sometimes your organization may have some standard ways of doing this. Then you take the model and put it in a tool like Mega. Of course, some people directly create the model in the tool. After that, what happens? It'll be good to use the model to try to explain the business problem and talk with your business partners to see how they can eliminate the problem or make things better. That is back and forth conversation, and once your business partner is fine with the changes, you can facilitate the implementation. That's a big picture. Now let's look at problems in this. I find that gathering data is the most difficult. Different documents may say different things. Some critical sources of information may not be available. People have different perspectives, and so on. For example, a manager might think that his team employee is not doing a great job on a customer support process, and the employee may think that his manager is not giving him good guidance. So it's your job to somehow reconcile all this before you create the architecture. Creating a mental model is a skill that you have to develop. That takes time. But many new business architects simply start entering information into the tool without necessarily understanding the big picture and the problems. Putting things into a tool is the easy part, but that's where most architects seem to focus because that feels like it's something tangible and they can get it done. I think standards for modeling are good, but you can't have standards for mental models. The mind should be free to represent business problems in any way that comes natural to you. After that, you can translate it into standard format needed by your company. Okay, how many architects actually go back to the business and work with them to improve the condition of the situation? That's the main point. And that's hard, because you have to understand how the future will be designed, how you'll be able to transition from the current to the future. Not easy, especially if your company has been around for a long time. Finally, you have to help with the implementation. You can't just throw this over the wall, as they say, and let the implementation team figure it out. That almost never works. So that's hard. But follow through is important. If you want to add value to your organization, think about this whole picture and see which parts you'd like to be an expert at and learn the skills for those parts. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing.